Hello, I'm Pam, and I'm excited to show you how BambooHR Performance Management makes it easier to support your employees and help them grow. Good performance management isn't just about making your business more productive, though that's certainly important. More than ever, people want to work somewhere that's willing to invest in them. What better way to prove it to them than through regular assessments with meaningful questions to find those opportunities for improvement and growth? Combine that with goals and feedback from coworkers, and you're also giving managers the tools they need to coach their people, recognize their strengths, and put your people at the heart of your business's performance. I know, performance management is a touchy subject. Employees often have strong feelings about reviews in particular. Some of the top complaints are that reviews set people against each other, creating drama and competition, and people don't always feel like they're actually measuring how they're doing. Even leadership can be skeptical of the whole process. So HR's in a tough bind. You need to be thorough, but also avoid the nightmare of a 20-page questionnaire. And if you're doing it all through spreadsheets or paper or both, then how do you keep track of who's done what, when? BambooHR has modernized reviews, so you can set up your organization for success with just the right timing, questions, and customizations. Let's look at how quick and easy assessments in BambooHR are for everyone involved. To help you create performance assessments that fit like a glove, setting up is simple and totally customizable to your needs. You can break up review cycles by department, division, employee status, job title, or location, or, of course, include the whole organization. That way, you can fit the review timing and questions to each area of your business, rather than limiting yourself to cookie-cutter reviews. Then, you'll set your start date and how often you want to run it. Employees will get their first notification to fill their assessment on this start date, and assessments are due 30 days after that. Alternatively, you can also set assessments to run based on your employee's hire date. So you can create a review cycle for sales that runs every 6 months and create one for marketing that runs every 3 months. Or you could create a review cycle for just your US employees and another one for international employees. Whatever you need. And BambooHR automatically sends out not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 reminders total before assessments are due, so you don't have to nag, beg, or plead. Both the employee self-assessment and the manager assessment come with 4 standard questions. One of the big reasons we've preset these 4 questions is so you can really hit the ground running. The other big reason is to help you avoid the dreaded long, so very long review questionnaire. We want to help you simplify your performance review process while also making sure you get the most relevant insight in the most concise package. So we designed 4 impactful questions based on performance research from Deloitte, the American Psychological Association, and GE. In addition to those standard questions, you can add up to 10 custom questions on each side and allow employees and managers to upload files. But just as a reminder to keep these assessments manageable for your people, we'll give you a little warning if you add in more than 6 custom questions. If you need to add more questions, you have that flexibility. Now let's take a look at the manager's side of assessments. The first question for managers gauges how they perceive the employee's value and contribution. The options you see in the drop-down menu are clear and straightforward. Managers immediately understand what's asked of them, so there's no need to refer to a separate scale or rating system. The second question digs into another key performance indicator: engagement. According to research from Gallup, 85% of workers say they have low engagement or are actively disengaged at work, which costs businesses a total of about $7 trillion a year in lost productivity. That's trillion with a T. Just imagine the difference you can make in your workplace and in your employees' experience when you're able to spot people who are less engaged and help them feel excited about their work. Well, if you use our performance management feature, you won't have to imagine it. All right, moving on. These first 2 questions stay hidden from the employee and are only visible to managers. Employees do see their manager's response to the last 2 questions, which ask a manager to evaluate what employees do well and how they could improve. On the employee self-assessment, we also ask employees how valued they feel. This question shows managers if there's any mismatch between how they see an employee's contributions and engagement versus what the employee is actually thinking and feeling. It's important to understand how employees feel at work, because those who don't feel valued are more likely to leave. So being able to identify those employees who aren't engaged and might be looking to leave can go a long way in increasing retention and lowering employee turnover. The second question on the employee self-assessment gives managers a starting point for how to make employees feel more valued and give them the support they need. The last two questions on the employee self-assessment are the same as on the manager assessment. So when both the employee and the manager have completed their assessments, they're able to compare their responses and start having meaningful performance conversations. For example, how to improve the employee's skills, or find new opportunities for the employee to put their talents to work, or recognize the progress and the hard work they've recently made. But what if you could use all that juicy performance and engagement data you've just gathered to get a better understanding of what's going on at the company level? You can, with the Company Performance Report. This report gives you an overview of what employees and managers put in their assessments. You can easily see if there's a specific team or department that's feeling less valued or less engaged than others. You can also share this report with anyone you want to include in the conversation. You also have access to another insightful report, the Employee Performance Report. Remember the first two questions on the manager assessment? This report puts that data to work and plots your employees on a graph based on their manager's assessment of their value and engagement. This high-level view helps you quickly see who's struggling and needs more support, or who's a top performer and might be ready for a new challenge. As with other reports shared with managers, they only see their own employees' information. To see additional details about each employee, like when they last received a raise or promotion, just click their picture. This report is another place where leadership can see if an employee's answers don't match their managers and dig deeper to understand what's causing the misalignment. We've also made it quick and easy to keep an eye on participation with the Assessment Progress Report. Here, you can see who hasn't started, who's still working on it, and who's already done. Plus, this report also shows manager assessment completion and their follow-up notes too. Our assessments help pinpoint areas for both managers and employees to work on, but it's easy for the day-to-day to take over, and then poof, people get busy, they forget, and there's no change. That's where our goals tool can help. It keeps managers and employees accountable for making those crucial improvements within a reasonable timeline, helps them connect and contribute to the overall business objectives, and makes it much more likely they'll achieve what they set out to do. Employees name the goal and add a due date and description. They can also add files to provide context for their progress toward each goal and keep any information that's relative to the goal in the right place. When a manager or employee comments on a goal, BambooHR sends out a notification to the other person, so they're always up to date. Managers can also align an employee's goal to one of theirs, and employees have the option to share a goal with others in the organization. Both of these features encourage teams to work together toward a common goal. All goals can be closed, delayed, or reopened, so they always stay relevant. We've also created the Goals Status Report to make it easy for managers to track goals. This report provides a bird's-eye view of the goals employees are currently working on and who still needs to set goals. This report can show goals that are completed, closed, or past due, and managers can even add a note to a goal directly from the report. Timing is everything when helping employees grow. Timely feedback is essential for reinforcing good habits, developing strengths, recognizing great work, and intervening quickly if an employee is struggling. But it's not always easy for managers to see everything they need to reward or correct, so getting additional perspectives can make all the difference. Our feedback tool gives managers a more complete view of their employees' strengths and weaknesses by gathering insight from the people who work closely with them. As we talked about with assessments, you can choose to have everyone on the same cycle or customize it according to specific teams. You'll also choose the date you want to start notifying managers to request feedback and how frequently you want your feedback cycles to run. But we know flexibility is key, so managers can also request feedback anytime, even if it's not during the scheduled cycle. So if they want feedback on an employee after a big project, or want to understand how to help a struggling employee, they can get that valuable feedback right when they need it. We've kept things nice and simple on the receiving end of things too. Everyone has their own work to take care of, so feedback requests shouldn't feel like a chore. To encourage genuine feedback, Those asked to provide feedback just have to answer 2 simple questions that get right to the heart of performance. What are some things the employee does well? And what could they do better? Only the manager will see this feedback, so those providing feedback feel they can respond openly and honestly. With this valuable insight in hand, managers gain better context for how to help employees improve, reward accomplishments, or find new opportunities for growth.
Regularly scheduled one-on-one meetings are a powerful tool for keeping managers and employees on the same page, since frequent touchpoints help managers stay aware of their employees' goals, needs, and obstacles, setting employees free to do great work. The one-on-one performance feature enhances these meetings by tracking the schedule, agenda, and meeting notes. Managers can schedule a regular routine of one-on-one meetings with direct reports, choose the frequency, day, and add agenda items. After the one-on-one series is set up by the manager, both the manager and the employee now have access to a one-on-one tab where they can add notes, check off agenda items, and even review previous meeting notes.
Now that you've seen all that BambooHR has to offer, I hope you can see just how simple and successful your organization can be at managing performance. I can't promise you we'll make your people as excited about performance management as we are, but BambooHR Performance Management can save you and your people lots of time and money too. Click here if you'd like to see how other BambooHR customers are using performance management in their organizations. We'd love to answer any questions you have about performance management in BambooHR and talk more about how it can help you grow your people and your business. Schedule a personalized demo with one of our representatives today. Thanks and happy bambooing!